It's day 7, countdown, day 14. Count up to rise and shine to the top of myself, climbing the conscious ladder. And I've called today fall. I've considered today's perceptual practice a fall differently than we're used to in the human experience. We're used to hearing fall as like fall down, and this is kind of like leaning in, falling up, because we're climbing the conscious ladder. So this fall is not a downward fall. This is a perceptual trust fall into truth. And here's the realization is, throughout time, philosophers and conscious leaders have referred to, what I grew up calling God, what I believe is the source of all of us, the source of creation, our creator. I've heard often throughout time referred to as a higher power, a higher power. And so I'm going to be bold and say, what if we just relabel that higher power as truth, and we just put a capital T on that? And I guess I'm back in my, my rhetoric class, and I'm feeling a resonance with Plato. And I'm like, if we just agree on truth, and if we trust fall into the source of all of us that we call truth, then the very first person to tell the truth is yourself. And when you walk through the world telling yourself the truth, you become walking truth. And I'm calling that actualized intelligence. What we're actualizing our intelligence with is truth. And there's a reason that access gets limited and restricted and denied. And we are not here to conform to those ideals. We are here to be the change and to cultivate the culture and to curate it. And I think the way we curate a culture of fake news is we start telling the truth, and we start with our most valuable player, us. When you tell yourself the truth, you have the truth to offer. We give what we are, and we receive what we are. And when we're walking truth, it becomes a truthful experience. And it's, I guess I'm into Nietzsche now with beyond good and evil. And I guess here my argument would be beyond good and evil lies the truth. And the truth that I've fallen into is, we didn't come here to be subscribed to common corruption, to become pushers of fake news. We came here to be the truth, and you can't cultivate without telling it. And the truth just gets told. It doesn't need to be sold. In fact, once truth is being sold, it's being spun. And so, how do we get out of the spin cycle? We trust fall into the truth that we are. So we tell ourselves the truth, we then become that actualized truth. And I would say we're doing our job, the actual job we came here to do. And the beautiful part is how we tell the truth is kind of our unique lock code that once we step inside, we just take that intentional seat of being here and receiving all that we are and all that we need to sustain our truth-telling journey. So I thought it was great because I'm outside. I got to have lunch with my mom today, and of all days, I get this fortune. Because we are the value, we therefore put the meaning into all the things. This is just a piece of paper with words on it, but I'm about to make that meaningful, because it says, our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. What are the chances on the day I've called fall that this is the fortune I find, that I receive? And so I like that, but in rising every time we fall. That's the greatest glory. The greatest glory is in rising every time we fall. And I'm thinking about this of like, when you fall perceptually into the truth, into the trust, that trust fall into the truth of our existence, of course we rise. That's what raises us. So tell the truth. Start with you. Tell yourself the truth. And then decide how you're going to turn that truth into the art and poetry it is intended to manifest as.